Okay, we are live and welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. Wood versus Lara, post-fight show. Lots to talk about, lots to break down. Stay right there. We'll be right back. Right, quick shout out now to Fresh Show. There you go. I can't see it on there, but anyway, Fresh Show. Yeah, that's the yogurt I'll be drinking tonight. Wood versus Lara, post-fight show. There's lots to talk about, like I said, so we're going to get straight into it. Good evening to everybody. It's been a little while since my last video. It's getting harder and harder to do these videos because at the moment I'm in the middle of doing some exams for my level 3, and it is pretty hard. So I'm doing the best that I can to get these videos in. It is always great when I get feedback from videos, whether it be in the comment section or on Twitter, or I get encouraged to do these videos. It's not like before. It is difficult, but it is good as well, sort of distracting while I'm doing stuff with cricket, that I can watch the boxing and watch Lara Wood versus Lara. I've always rated Lee Wood, actually. I've always thought he's a good fighter. But last night, I have to be fair, honest with you, I wasn't impressed with the way he went about the job. And I'll go into in a bit more detail. So, hold on, what's this thing here? There's always something. What is this? Right, sorry. So, WBA champion Lee Wood made a successful defense against Michael Conlan, a fight that I thought that Wood would win against Conlan, because up to that point, I didn't think that Michael Conlan had fought anybody of any significant note, and he was like a golden boy. And I believe that Lee's physicality and the fact that he really had to fight his way to where he got to. You know, he wasn't an Olympic champion or a golden boy of amateur boxing. You know, he kind of had to get his way there, as opposed to, I'm not saying Michael Conlan was a good fighter, but, you know, Lee Wood, as far as I was concerned, coming to that fight, was made of tougher stuff. And he got the win. There's so many things to talk about in this. I always am fascinated as to why, when a fighter has lost a fight or they want to change trainers, they recommend certain names. And one of the names they recommend is Ben Davison. If you lose a fight or you're looking for a new trainer, go to Ben Davison. Now, boxing's a weird world. It's like people will call a person's name without studying their framework. Like, what have you done? I find it weird. I find it absolutely bizarre. Because you're associated with names, it doesn't make you good. It makes you an opportunist. There is a difference. I know many people, and it's not hating, and I'm sure you do too, know of people that get into positions. They're decent at what they do, but they don't do anything fantastic, but they're able to get their ways into position, or they have somebody who can maneuver them into position. Yeah? And they get chance after chance after chance after chance. So, you know, eventually they may get it right. But while they're experimenting, you are the experiment as a fighter. And there's some people that talk very well and very articulate, and you have to give them credit for being articulate. Because you're very articulate and able to explain a process, that doesn't necessarily mean that when you actually have to demonstrate that process, you actually can execute what you're talking about. Let me explain. If you listen to Ben Davison on TV, you listen to him and you watch him as an analyst, he seems to have an idea what he's talking about. He doesn't say anything outrageous. He just says things that, if he gets behind the jab, if he tucks up tight, if he gives lateral movement, he doesn't stay in the pocket, you're like, yeah, this guy kind of knows what he's talking about. So in boxing, we assume because you can talk about it, that actually equates to you actually being able to do something about it. So we know they're talkers and they're walkers. And I don't know, I'm not quite sure where Ben Davison fits in all this. I'm not going to say him as a professional trainer. And so therefore you have to give him credit for that. But there is an in-between that I ain't so sure about. And I've seen it more than once. I saw it in a Tyson Fury fight. When Fury was out on his feet, he was out cold. And he would have stopped that fight. But Freddie Roach was the one that jumped in and said, you know what? Take a seat, son. We'll take it from here. We'll take it from here. And I just thank you so much, Rio. I just am concerned about this guy. I'm concerned about this guy because he talks well, but he has somehow or the other, he's able to get him into positions, make mistakes, and then get wholly away from it. Like he can screw up one fighter, and he can jump to another fighter, and he can screw up another. There's another guy like that in boxing as well. I won't mention his name, but he's worked with a couple of heavyweights. He's come from a famous gym, and he always seems to get these jobs. But if you notice, when he trains his fighters, they look worse afterwards. And he was the single reason why one particular heavyweight champion reign came to an end after a successful defense of the heavyweight title. I'll leave it as that. I just don't understand about this Ben Davison guy, but let me go into it now. So Wood versus Lara. We know Lara's a powerful puncher. One. We know that. I know that. You know that. Two, we also know on the video footage, because Ben Davison always like to tell us about video footage and analysis. We know that Lara, the body shot, that he does not like body shots. So two, we know that. And three, the old adage, it's noted, it's within the boxing gods that tell you, never hook with a hooker. So you are trying to throw a left hook from where? From your waist. You try to throw a left hook with your waist, leave yourself completely exposed. Completely exposed. And then when he goes down, people say, it was a lucky shot. No. That was not a lucky shot. Guy's been in the ring with him for 7 rounds. And it wasn't the first time Lee Wood threw that left hook. Albeit now Lara didn't look as good as he's looked previously, you also have to take in consideration this isn't Josh Warrington. First of all, Lee Wood hit much harder than Josh Warrington. 1, 2. Lee Wood actually has a better jab than Josh Warrington. Okay, so the jab, he was keeping him nice with the jab. That was nice. And if he kept it long, I'm sure he'd be world champion today. What I could not understand is why the hell you're throwing a left hook from where you are against a shorter guy who throws a better left hook than you. You're left hooking him. I didn't understand that. So rule number 1, I'm fighting Lara. Don't hook with him. Don't hook with him. Get out of there, but don't hook with him. Don't stay in the pocket with him. As much as possible. When he goes to try to fight, tie him up. Tie him up. You're at home. Use the referee. Spin the guy. Get out of there. Get back on your jab. Those are the things that I would have probably been saying to Lee Wood. And you would have some difficult moments because Lara's coming to take the title. He's coming to take the title. This guy's a live opponent. And in elite or the highest level, there are small elements of detail that will either win you a fight or lose your fight. Now, I'm going to take it into a different world, but I'll take you in that world just for a moment so you can understand where I'm coming from here. From a cricket coach's point of view, or from a coaching standpoint, I'm looking at this fight, right? And I'm looking at what happened. Lee Wood is on the canvas. So, first of all, how did he get on that canvas? Well, he got hit with a shot. Well, how did he get hit with that shot? He left himself open, trying to throw a left hook of his own. Why was he throwing that left hook? Well, because he was programmed to throw that left hook. And so who programmed him to throw that left hook? To even be in a position to be throwing that left hook? His trainer. And why was the trainer not employing him to throw body shots? Lee Wood threw a fantastic body shot. And literally, Lara, you could see the pain on Lara. He doubled up, almost. And he never threw that left hook again. Or right hook to the body. I think it was left hook to the body. He never threw it again. He never threw it again. So there were openings within that fight. When he threw straight down the middle, he was rocking Lara. When he worked into body, he was hurting Lara. When Lara was up close and he was throwing his own body shots, that's when Lee Wood was danger. Because obviously, as you're a taller, longer fighter, you want to keep the fight distance. When the guy's up close with you, that's not your fight. Generally, as a longer guy, you want to keep that fight at distance. I'm not saying at all times you're going to be able to keep the fight at distance, and there will be moments where a guy's going to come up close with you, like Lara, because that's how he fights. And at elite level, there's sort of no way around that. At some point, they're going to get up close and personal. So what's your strategy to deal with that? Are you going to tie the man up? Are you going to hold him up? What are you going to do? But you're certainly not going to stay in the pocket with this guy and trade up with this guy, and you're not going to allow him to land all body shots and land on you. Do you understand? You'll tie this guy up as much as possible. Frustrate him. Tie him up, hold him up, let for a referee to break, and back out you go, and back on your jab. A disciplined fight. Yeah? Disciplined fight. Listen, I don't care you win this fight. We win this fight ugly. Let's not take any chance with this guy. I've heard some commentary say, oh, well, Lee Wood was winning the fight and he got knocked down. Yeah. And then the count. Wait. Stop. As far as I'm concerned, that guy or any person that's in the ring with you until the final bell rings. And even when the final bell rings, you've got to be careful because, someone's cousin may come across and try and punch you on your chin afterwards. If you don't know about that, Darrell's uncle tried to land a nice combination on can't remember the guy's name again, but anyway, side note. But generally, you're safe after 12 rounds. There are no more punches flying, or there shouldn't be. You understand? So as long as the guy is in the ring and he's got 2 fists, there's no such thing as a lucky punch. There's nothing lucky about it. A lucky punch is somebody outside the audience throwing a punch into the ring. That's and it catching you. That's lucky. But the fact the person's in the ring, the person's not lucky. They're taking the chances. And if you leave yourself exposed in the way Lee Wood did at elite level, that's not luck. That's not luck. That's being countered, or that's being your defensive responsibilities have been left wanting, and you've been caught. Lara was in a perfect position to throw that left hook. So as far as I'm concerned, for you to say, yeah, well, Lee was winning the fight. Yeah, so? He didn't win the fight, did he? He got dropped. And then not only do you give a guy a bad game plan, not only do you give him a bad game plan, but just to finish it off. Just to finish a guy off. Just to make sure you've done a really good job. You stop the fight when there's like 6 seconds to go before the end of the round. Really? So you were more interested in stopping the fighter and you believe the fight was gone, and this is a WBA championship world. So you stop the guy. You stop the guy. Your guy, remember, your guy in his hometown. You stop that guy. Hey, you stop the guy. 6 seconds to go in the round. I mean, people talk about Richard Steele and Meldrick Taylor and Chavez. What the hell are you? Hey, Ben Davison needs to be fired for that. You know, we talk about saving a fighter from himself. I get that, but there was 6 seconds left. 6 seconds that Lee Wood couldn't have held on. And can I just remind you, if you don't believe me, go back and watch Nathan Cleverly versus Kovalev. The referee literally helped Nathan Cleverly back to the corner. I've never seen anything like that before. I don't understand the mentality of that was a lucky punch. Lara was behind on points. So what? So what? Guy's dangerous to the final bell. And even Ben Davison would tell you, if you were to watch this fight, if Ben Davison was to watch this fight, right, and he was in the corner, he would go, well, that's boxing, you know. As you can see there from Lara, you know, he's dangerous until the final bell. He's dangerous, you know, and you can see there in that situation there that Lee Wood left himself exposed. You know, if that was Ben Davison on that fight, he would have told you as it was. We know you're hooking with a hooker. That's dangerous. Shouldn't really be doing that. Should have kind of been smart and tight and disciplined. He lost his discipline. He lost his shape. He lost his form. He lost his positioning. You know how Ben Davison likes to put that little stuff on top to make himself sound real great. Right there. So as far as I'm concerned, Lee Wood lost that title because he allowed himself to be in a position to get hit on the chin with a meaty left hook, trying to hook himself with a hook that would not have knocked Lara out. No chance. That hook was not going to knock Lara out. Look where the hook was coming from. And if you look where that hook was coming from, that hook was practiced. That was something that was done in the gym. And you've got 8 weeks in camp or whatever weeks in camp. Listen, we're not hooking in this fight. Do you hear me? We are not throwing no hooks in this fight. Straight up. Jabs, right hand straight in the middle, uppercuts, hold. We are not throwing any hooks in this fight against this guy. We are not doing it. It's not happening. Look, go back and look at the tape and look where the left hook came from. And when if you're throwing a shot like that, I'm afraid to say, ladies and gentlemen, the brutal, honest truth is you deserve to get knocked out. That punch he threw there was KTFO. That right there, that sequence, hand low, throw the left hook, chin in the air. I mean, you know, it's like driving into a brick wall and driving full speed into a brick wall, somehow expecting your car not to crash. It's like the inevitable. Your chin in the air, your hand is coming like from your waist to throw a left hook, and you're the taller guy against a guy that's got shorter than you. So he's naturally going to have his shorter arms, and he throws a nice sharp left hook. And you're trying to come from here. And what do you want? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? So I am, because from round one, my man was throwing left hooks. From round one, my man was intent to throw left hooks against a hooker. So why was he throwing that punch in the first place? What was the need for him to throw that punch? So I go back to coaching again, and like we talk about risk and reward. Saying cricket would be when you're hitting a ball, the sort of shot you play is the highest risk. The high risk would be I'm playing this shot, but I may get caught. I'm playing this shot, I may get bowled. I may put my team in trouble. Or low risk shot. Well, yes, I might just go get one run for it, but my team will still be okay. Same with boxing. The shot I'm throwing, that left hook, is that a high risk shot I'm throwing, or is that a low risk shot I'm throwing? And you have to look at it in percentages, because at the highest level, it is all about percentages. So he's throwing that left hook. Well, if I stop the tape right before the hook catches him, he gets caught in the hook, right there, I'll hold the tape right there and say, high risk, low risk. High risk or low risk? You tell me. And right there, you'll see the high risk. So, you know what I mean? A punch can never be lucky if a man is in the ring. That's just like two teams are playing football and a guy takes a shot from 30 yards out. It's not a lucky shot. That's what he's meant to do. The punch is not lucky. It is what he's meant to do. And it's not like we didn't know Lara could punch. Lara can punch. If the guy is, I don't know, he's not noticed for his punching power. This guy's a puncher. This guy is up there when it comes to punching power. So it's not like the guy was, and even that, when you start talking about lucky punches, to me, and the mentality of as a fighter, that every punch is intended to hit the target. Every punch from the opponent is intended to hit the target. It is my job to neutralize the punches. Therefore, to hit and not get hit is the art of boxing, sweet science. So there's no luck in it. There's no luck in it. It's skill. It's skill. And it's expected for a shorter fighter to come inside and let that left hook go. Was it lucky that Muhammad Ali got caught with a left hook by Joe Frazier? That wasn't luck. That was sheer skill. Ali put himself in a position, and Joe Frazier took the opportunity to throw a beautiful left hook. Same with Ali for Henry Cooper. Guys are noticed left hooker. That's his signature punch. Ali got dropped by the left hook. It's because I don't like the guy. That is a lucky punch. Take personality away. Guys spend weeks and months and years in a gym throwing punches on a bag, on the pads, in sparring. No. There is no such thing as a damn lucky punch in boxing. There's no lucky punches. It's sort of like it's a hat. You know, I'll just pull this punch out from here. It's in the fighter. And sometimes in fights, guys have to dig deep to pull out spectacular results. Yes. But that's not a lucky punch. That was greatness on Lara's part to suck up everything that Lee had for him and was able to come back and land the equalizer and end the fight. No luck involved. No luck in it whatsoever. The guy was there. He was there. He didn't sit in the corner and Lee Wood stood up and it was after 12 rounds and then sort of like Lara came out of nowhere, came from behind him and whacked him on the back of his head and took his belt away. That'd be a lucky punch. That'd be a sucker punch. Sorry. So I don't buy lucky punch. Put that to one side. It was a punch that should not have been thrown in human error or in repeated pad work from the trainer that thought that this was the way to go about things. Bearing in mind that the guy who is in the other hand with the pad, doing all the pad work and all that stuff is Ben Davidson, who we've seen often on Sky or BT Sports or whatever, talking like a pundit and an analyst. And the first thing we know in boxing, you don't hook with a hooker. So for me, the fault lies with Ben Davidson. at elite level, and even at local level, you don't hook with a hooker. That's it. That's my thought. So, commiserations to Lee Wood. It's a hard pill to swallow, but you know what? If you come back, because Lara will come back, you will know what you got, and you will win in that fight. You will win in that fight, but Lara won the fight. So there's some things that I would say in the rematch. I would say, look, let's not look to take this guy's head off. Let's look to box this guy. Let's look to when he gets up close, he gets up close, tie him up. Let's look to implement a left hook to the body. But let's make sure when we're throwing that left hook, we're up close, like his back is against the ropes, and then throw a left hook to the body. So we're in close and throwing that left hook to the body. So we're in safe. It's a low risk shot we're throwing. We're not throwing a left hook from distance and trying to throw a left hook in and leave himself exposed. You know, let's whip him more uppercuts when we're sure. When we got up against the ropes, let's whip some uppercuts into that combination. So 1, 2, bang, that left uppercut through the middle. Let's look for that left or right uppercut through the middle, through the guard of Lara. Let's look for that. But let's throw those shots. Let's throw less high-risk shots. Okay? We know this guy can punch. We know this guy can knock you out if you leave yourself exposed. If you look at that fight beforehand, Lara was catching Lee Wood with good shots before. He stumbled him in about the second or third round. That wasn't a lucky punch either. So I can't buy it. I'm sorry. We'll have to disagree on this one, people. As for Lara, I'd take the immediate rematch. Again, back in the UK, make some more money for yourself, son. And know that if you get close, you can let that left hook go again. But expect to be to have to deal with Lee Wood keeping you at the end of a jab and be negative in the rematch. That's what I'd be telling him to do. Just win your title. Okay. Good evening, Shook One. How you doing? Now let's hear what people are saying. Lara is too strong for Wood and Warrington. I don't want to see either of them, to be honest. Okay. This was a good fight. Wood was doing things right, but stayed in the pocket with a dangerous hooker. The same thing he did against Conlon. Both resulted in knockdowns. Difference is Lara got on him. Boxer size Ben. Well, don't disrespect boxer size. Boxer size has got some pretty good trainers. I hope Wood doesn't train trainers. This isn't a training issue for me. It's Wood staying there, and mine has worked too long getting caught in exchanges. He was being told not to do that. Yeah, but that probably, again, he's been told to do that, but he's been told to do that in the gym. It's all right telling him to do it fight night when things are not going according to plan. But what are you training in the gym? That's my question there. Title, effing hilarious, brother. Evening, by the way, bro. Who are you? Good evening, bro. Hope you're well. Any champs? Just, I don't know, man. Lara was landing some nasty body shots. He was. That's it. They weren't lucky shots. They were good shots he was landing. He was employed by Fury to help him lose weight as a personal trainer. Then Fury gave him the job as a trainer. Tyson also gave Isaac Lowe as a trainer. He's just trading off that. I guess so. He's with Haney now, isn't he? You've got to be super disciplined against Lara. He doesn't go away easy. Absolutely. Yeah, Lara's mouth open after the body shots. That's it. That's where I would have gone. I would have gone back there again. I wouldn't have gone straight away, but I would have gone there again. With a fighter like Lara, you stab the jab to the body, turn him, work off the jab, and keep him frustrated and give him no breaks. This would be a boring fight, but a strategy is effective. So I didn't read that. I didn't even read that, right? And that's the strategy I would use against him. Just take the steam and the heat out of him. It's not easy as everyone makes out. It's hard to do all the things being suggested for extended period of time without lapses occurring. Yeah, well, I understand, but it's your job as a professional fighter, particularly at elite level, to be able to do that. And he did it well against Conlon. Yes, he had lapses against Conlon as well, but Hooking with a hooker, it's not a lapse. That's not a lapse at all. That is just a no-no. Lara might have lulled it into false sense of confidence, not putting 100% power into the shots. And Lara said, yeah, let's trade blows. Would say, let's trade blows. I don't know how he could have got that confidence because he was getting rocked. He got hit with one right hand. His legs were on Queer Street. A lucky punch is the 5'2" nerd at school carrying the biggest, baddest 5'11" bully in school with a punch no one thought would hurt him. But as a boxing, nah, no lucky punch. Exactly. Woods was getting tired and it was harder to keep Lara out of range. That exchange might have been inevitable the way Lara's hooks were constantly landed in round 5 gave us a clue. Yes. There are clues there. There are clues in that. I will totally agree with you there. If lucky punch means he's lucky that punch ended the fight, then yeah, I agree. I like that. It's funny. I remember watching the fight and thinking of Ingram somewhere, facepalming and saying, bruv, what you doing standing there too long? Yeah, but I guess it's the making of a fighter, isn't it? You know, is Lee Wood the type of guy that can come back after that loss? I would say to him, look, bro, you made a mistake. You got caught with a shot. You were hooking with a hooker. Let's run that tape back. You were doing some really good things in there. That again, now going back to like coaching, like you now have to break it down to like now I've got from an exercise, I've got to break down. Like I've watched a guy on YouTube videos of a guy, got 8 clips of a guy batting in international matches. Now I have to be able to watch that guy, break down what he's doing via video analysis, and then say the things he's done well, or the things I like about him, the things he needs to improve on, and then continue telling him give him the confidence to tell him, he's still a good player. But the crux of it is the middle part of that conversation is these are the areas we need to tighten up on. But you go back and say, I believe you're winning that fight. I believe you were in control of that fight. But I believe that we need to maybe take a slightly different approach to the second fight and just go there to get the win. Don't try and do anything. What's the word? No high risk this time. Jab, move, throw the right hand. More of as a defensive weapon than an attacking weapon. Your attack is your defense, your defense is your attack. So when Lara's walking in, you hit him with that jab, which you didn't like, the 1-2 straight through the middle and back out. So you don't throw too many punches to get countered. Stay off the ropes. When he's coming in, you got to tie him up. When you get him back up against ropes, elbows tight inside to the body, work the body, up body shot and bring the uppercut through the middle, push him off and work again. Always taking center of the ring, not allowing yourself to be bullied. So as you feel the back going, slide to the sides. Box the banger and bang the boxer. Boxing standards maximum. Absolutely. Or as Holyfield says when he fought Tyson, fight when he wants to box and box when he wants to fight. That's it right there. Yeah. So that's it. That's my review of this fight. Is it harsh? At elite level, there's no place for prisoners. You can't be making them fundamental errors at the elite level because you'll get punished for it. That's what it is. That's why they call it elite level. That's why it's World Championship Boxing. It's not like Lara was some guy they pulled out of nowhere and his record was questionable. The guy can fight. The guy can punch. The guy can box. The guy is dangerous. Carries. Big. He's got a good chin. Got a good engine. And he'll go where you don't want to go to become a champion. So let's see what happens in this rematch. because Eddie Hearn will be banging on about a rematch and it was a lucky punch and yeah, the referee stopped the fight and I don't know. Only 1 or 2 real boxing channels have that give us this level of knowledge and feedback on the sport we love. Ingram is class by himself, just with 1 or 2 others. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Let's talk about Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. I'll have to do a video on that. And let's also do a video on Garcia versus Tank. That'll be another fight to talk about as well. So I'll do those 2 videos tonight as well. Thank you so much, Joel. Love you all so much. And please do continue to rate, subscribe, leave comments in the comment section. I really do love the comments. It's really encouraging to me. It does give me strength at this time to do these videos because, trust me, it ain't easy. Take care again and thanks.